Why is that man living in your head rent free? Matter of fact, why are you checking his socials? Why is he still your friend? And why do you know every time that he watched your stories? Why are you talking to people who know him because you really try to get the scoop on him and what he's doing in these streets? If you're tired of feeling stuck and ready to get your power back, this is the video for you, because I'm going to be talking about how to stop thinking about your ex for good. Welcome to Heal Through Sex, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I'm a licensed therapist and coach. Listen, I know how it is to go through heartbreak. I know how it is to go through a breakup, and it just feels like you can't get him off your mind. But I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide to let him go for real. And finally, if you see me looking down, it's because I got a few notes that I want to share with you, okay? But let me give a disclaimer. I'm about to be professional and petty, because I think when you healing, it gotta be a little bit of petty in there, okay? So I'm gonna be a little bit petty, but let me first start with the psychology as to why you can't stop thinking about him. It's important for you to understand that this is also biological, right? Sometimes clients come and they're like, Smithy, I just can't stop thinking about him. I miss him so much. And a part of it's biological. Whenever there's a threat to our homeostasis, it triggers our internal alarm. It triggers our fight, flight, or freeze response. Could it be that you were fighting for this relationship not because it's what you really wanted with your logical mind, but it was to turn off your internal alarm? Let me let that simmer, okay? Every time you fought for a relationship was not just because you wanted that man, not because he was your man, but because you were trying to get back to a place of homeostasis internally, okay? You also have to realize that as humans, we bond to each other, that there are hormones and chemicals released when we hug each other, when we make love to each other. And so that's what makes it hard. Every time you made love to that man, you tied your soul to him. You tied your mind, your will, your emotions, your desires, and your imagination to him. Girl, you really don't want him. Matter of fact, if you do what I tell you to do in this video, you're going to wake up one day and be like, why was I even with him? I don't care if you're going through a breakup or a divorce. Okay? What did Beyonce say? She said, I'm so glad I found the good in goodbyes. I used to want you so bad. So through with that. Okay? So the first step is you need to understand it's biological. Just like when you're breaking a habit and it feels hard, it's because it has been a part of your life. Okay? Think of it this way. It's like you try to break a sugar habit. Okay, you know how hard it is? Or caffeine. Listen, I love me some coffee. It would be so hard for me to break the habit of drinking coffee. I drink coffee every day. Every day I wake up in the morning and I drink coffee. My body knows every day I'm going to have coffee. So that's what makes the habit bad. First, you have to realize that it's biological. Okay. Second step, you need to cut anything that reminds you of that man, to include people. To include people. I don't care. Me, his mama, me, his sister. I don't care about none of that. Cut them folks. Get rid of them. So if y'all follow each other on social media, you need to cut that. Stop watching him watch your stories. And matter of fact, stop posting stories because you know he gonna watch it. You post the outfits of the day and you never used to post that before because you know he watching it and you think, well, if he see me looking cute and looking good, he gonna call me. No. This is the time for you to get focused and pay attention to you and you only. Cut him off of social media everywhere. Your Snapchat, your Instagram. I don't care if it's your LinkedIn. Cut him. Okay? Do it. Unfollow him right now. Cut family, cut friends. Matter of fact, if this is like your ex-husband and you guys are doing the drop off for the kids, have somebody else drop your kids off and pick them up that you trust. Don't see him until you can look at him and feel nothing. Not a thing. Okay? Cut him. Cut it. Cut everything. If your house got furniture that he bought, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Oh, this was his shirt. When we get rid of it. Pictures, get rid of it. You need to have a wait until XL moment. Get all the stuff that he got you. Put it in a box. Burn it. Barbecue. Burn it. Get rid of it. Anything that triggers you and reminds you of him, you need to cut it. Ain't that what that song said? You need to cut it. Why? Because every time you're triggered, you start reminiscing about the past. And let's talk about reminiscing of the past for a few seconds. Oftentimes when we think of the past, we only focus on the good memories. We never focus on the truth of the situation. See, you need to tell yourself the truth. You need to tell yourself how you really didn't like him. You didn't like his laugh. There were things about him that annoyed you. But also you got to tell, that's why I'm being a little petty. You also have to tell yourself the truth about the relationship, about how maybe he was disrespectful for you, how he didn't care about your hopes and your dreams, how maybe you had to shrink yourself in order to fit into the mold of the relationship that he wanted, to be the woman that he wanted. You have to tell yourself that you finally get to be able to be you. I remember a relationship ending, and I remember this weight being lifted. It was like I knew that relationship wasn't healthy for me, but I was still in the relationship. You need to tell yourself the truth. This man was not your man. He was disrespectful. Maybe he was unkind. Maybe he just didn't treat you the way that you needed to be treated. If you're honest, he may have been a cap. He was a lid. He wasn't a covering. I did a video about, and I'm going to put it up here so that you can watch it, about the difference between, no, the video was about, for women specifically, high achieving and successful women, the type of man that they needed to date. And I talked about the difference between a lid that contains you, like this lid contains what's in here, versus a covering that will cover you. And no matter how you move, that thing covers you. Okay. So maybe it was you had hopes and dreams, and with him, your hopes and dreams had to die. Maybe when you got in the relationship, it didn't help you become your best self, but you started to deteriorate in your soul. Okay. So when you were reminiscing, you need to think about that. Don't think about the good times, because if we're honest, those were few and far in between. Okay. So anything that causes you to recall him or remember him, it may be friends that you need to cut off. Maybe y'all have mutual friends. Go ahead and cut them off. But Smithy, though, I don't listen. Cut them off. Anything that reminds you, you may need to move out of the city. You may need to move out of the state. Do what you need to do to get rid of the trigger. Anything that reminds you of him, get rid of it. Okay. Next step, we're going to rewire your thoughts. So you may need help with this. And if you do, before I get to this part, if you do, click the link in the description, schedule a coaching call with me. Okay. So that I can help you to be able to move from focusing on him and help you do the healing work. Okay. One thing about women, we have a habit that when we heal, listen, we be taking forever. I don't believe it takes you forever in order to heal from a past relationship. Okay. Depending on the circumstances, because there are certain circumstances that will require a longer time for healing, but summertime is coming. It's getting hot outside. I heard a few men getting their hoochie daddy short outfits together, and I'm going to need you to be outside. Okay. We need to see what needs to be seen, and we need to be seen. Okay. Don't let this man cause you to miss your husband or your good thing because you in the house in the summertime. That's all I got to say. Click the link in the bio. Okay. Down below in the description. So rewire your thoughts. It's quite normal to have intrusive thoughts. It's quite normal for certain things to remind you of him, but you need to stop thinking about him. Your mind is a muscle. It goes wherever you want it to go. I know some of y'all be like, oh, Cynthia, I manifest. Okay. So how you be manifesting, but you can't get your mind to stop thinking about this man? Okay. Right? What you need to do is what's called the stop thought technique. And we do this in therapy, right? So just like if you saw a stop sign, we all know automatically what to do when we see a stop sign. We stop. When you have a negative thought or when you have a thought about him, you stop. You tell yourself stop, and then you redirect your mind into something else. This may mean you do an affirmation. This may say I stop, and then you go and you journal. Okay. You need to do these things. You need to make these things a habit so that your mind knows what to do. After a while, your mind will stop thinking about him and focusing on him, and your mind will begin to focus on pleasant things. Affirmation could be something as simple as, you know, our relationship is over. I wish him the best. I wish him peace, and I release him. Or it can be something like, I forgive myself for accepting less than I deserved in this relationship, but I'm focused on building my better self and my best self. Okay. Stop, and then shift your mind to something positive, or shift your mind to something neutral. Right. And instead of your default thought being, I miss him, right? Or why did this happen? You tell yourself, I'm excited for what's next. I'm excited for my future. I'm excited for all the great things that are going to happen to me in my life. Let's be for real. It may not feel genuine in the beginning, but after a while, it will begin to feel like your truth. It is your truth, okay? I want you to be honest about what this relationship was. I want you to be grateful that this relationship is over. And I want you to be excited about what's going to happen because good things are on the horizon. Sometimes a heartbreak can feel very devastating, but the Bible says the end of a thing is better than the beginning of a thing. So this thing ending is really a blessing in disguise, and you're going to see that. You're going to see that by this time next year. You'll be like, girl, I'm so glad I'm not in that relationship. There's a new level of freedom that I have, okay? Now, step number 4 is for you to shift the focus back to you. The best revenge is a life so full that you don't have time to look back. This is a time for you to focus on your hobbies. This is the time for you to get your body together. Matter of fact, cut your hair, girl. You know what I'm saying? That's like the saying is a woman is getting ready to change her life when she change her hair. Go cut your hair and get you a pixie cut like me. When y'all see the picture on my profile, I had locks, right? On my YouTube, I had locks. But when I moved to Atlanta, boop, cut it, pixie cut. Why? Because I'm doing new things, okay? You need to change up so much that when they talk about you, you be like, girl, I'm not even that person anymore. When they be like, that's your ex, I don't even know him. You need to be unrecognizable inside and out, okay? Read the books, watch the YouTube videos, invest in your passions, paint again if you used to paint. This is a time for you to tap into your creativity, okay? This may be when you decide to have your own soft life era, and this is the way that you give it to yourself, okay? Sometimes in relationships, we really depend on that person to affirm us and validate us and give us the soft life that we're looking for. But baby doll, it's time for you to do you and to give yourself everything that relationship can never give you. And also for you to prepare for the next relationship that's going to be your best relationship, okay? Baby, when I tell you that this need to be your revenge era, and I'm not saying in a negative way, okay? We're not being petty. We're not busting the windows out his car. We're not doing that. But when I say that you need to be looking so good that it makes him think twice, but he can't come back, he can't spin the block because your name ain't Ashanti, girl, he need to look at you and get sick like, dang, I let that go. You sure did. Drop the ball. You did that. Drop the ball. When I tell you that you need to be so much in your revenge bag that when you see his next woman, you're going to feel sorry for her. You ever seen the next one after, you be like, yikes. Ooh, feel sorry for her. My condolences. Okay. Now, 5th step, because you know as women, we be wanting some closure. Let me tell you, you don't need no closure. Give yourself the closure. Okay? You don't need closure to heal. Give yourself permission. Y'all don't have to have that final text, that final face-to-face. If he got to drop stuff off, tell him to drop it off at the porch and leave it there. You can see through the ring that he left it there. Tell him, and when you drop it off, don't be talking to me through the ring. Drop it off and going about your business. Whatever you have of his, pack it up and mail it to him. Okay? We don't need closure. Give yourself permission to heal. There is nothing that he can tell you that's going to make you feel better. Even if he's like, it's not you, it's me. That is not going to make you feel better, okay? Give yourself closure. You may write a letter to him or write a letter to yourself about this situation. But listen, you don't need to talk to him about nothing. Stop that. And you know what happened? Can we be honest? Sometimes this whole closure conversation really be y'all be having sex. And it ends into y'all broke up and now y'all in a situationship. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, and let me say this belief about we broke up, but we still gonna sleep together because I don't want to have no bodies. Stop it. You trigger yourself all over. You bonding with him again. Leave it alone, okay? I want to let you know that healing is not a straight line, but every step you take forward counts, okay? You don't need closure from him. You got this. And if you need help, click the link in the description. I'm going to keep telling y'all, click the link in the description. Don't cry down in my comments. Cynthia, I don't know what to do, because I got you. I'm going to help you as it relates to healing from this heartbreak, okay? When I tell you that in the moment, right? In the moment, a heartbreak, a divorce feels devastating. It can rock your world. It can shake your world. But when you get to the other side and you feel that weight has been lifted off of your chest and you feel like you can breathe again, you may need to cry. You may need to snot. You may need to cuss. You may need to do all of that. Okay? But when you get to the other side, you could be looking at that joker like, I can't even believe I even thought. He gonna make you sick. You ever see somebody from your past like, what was I thinking? Because truth of the matter, many of us are in unhealthy, toxic relationships, and we're in them because we wanted that person to complete us. And I'm so glad. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be mad at me. I'm so glad y'all broke up, because now you can do the work to be your most genuine, authentic, best self. Baby, you about to be the baddest, okay? I think Trina said she was, but she ain't gonna have nothing on you, boo. You gonna be the baddest, okay? So if you like this, I want you to drop some fire in the comments, okay? But also, I just want to let you know that you will heal from this heartbreak. You will stop thinking about him. Life will move forward, but it'll move forward in a way that you don't feel like you're being left behind, okay? This is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Smithia.